Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Nate for anybody who has not been here before, and today I am chasing crappie. I'm going to my local lake. If you've seen videos on my channel of me doing open water crappie fishing, it's probably at this lake. And if you've seen those videos, you know there's big fish and there's a lot of fish in this lake. So there is a possibility of a really big fish today. I've caught them up over 2 pounds here before, so that's a possibility. Before we get out there, I'm gonna go in the house real quick and show you some of my gear, and I'll just give you a little tidbit. I like to give some tips on the channel to help my fellow fishermen and fisherwomen become better fishermen and fisherwomen. So we're just gonna go in the house real quick, and I'm gonna talk about colors and presentation and how I change those things up based on sun, clouds, and the different weather patterns throughout the day. And I'm also gonna talk a little bit about fish management and how in this lake where we have really big fish, how I choose which fish that I keep and help keep the population healthy within the lake. So we're gonna go inside real quick, and then we'll get out in the water for you guys and hopefully catch some big old fish. So before we get out in the water real quick, I just want to show you guys my thoughts around fishing different colors for crappie. So a lot of people talk about it with, like, you know, bass fishing, trolling lures, saltwater, different colors for different fish. But I feel like it gets overlooked for crappie a lot of time, where people kind of just go, oh, throw white on, throw silver on, throw chartreuse on, and then kind of call it a day. But it's important to know that crappie are built to see very well. They have very big eyes compared to their body. They feed at night. They see color very well. So I think it's important, even if it's minor variation, to still vary our colors. My head color, I'm not too picky. I tend to like some of the little pops, a little chartreuse, bright white, maybe a red eye like on here. But when it comes to sunny, I like to go more translucent. It also depends on how murky the lake is. Like the lake I'm fishing today is very clear, so I can get away with translucent and they can still see that body. When it gets cloudy, I like something with contrast, so a really dark back and a light belly, or vice versa. Or something like up here where we get maybe a day where there's a little bit of cloud, a little bit of sun. So we get that translucence in the tail, and then we get some contrast in the body as well. So we actually have 3 ways of contrasting it. But I think it's important that when you have sunny days, you kind of add a little translucence to it, make them really key in on that bait. It gives it a little bit smaller of a profile. And then when it gets cloudy, get a little darker, get a little more contrast, so that way you get a bit more of a silhouette in that bait, which allows them to kind of key in on it a little bit better than they would in translucent where there's no sun shining through it. And with that in mind, today it's actually partly cloudy, so I think it's going to get sunnier as we fish. So I think I'm going to kind of bounce between these two. I think I'll start translucent and see how that goes, and if it's a little slow, I'll skip to that guy. But that's just kind of, I like to give little tips in my videos, so I just want to give you guys my quick idea on how I pick my bait colors for crappie fishing. Alrighty, since I know it's going to get sunnier, I decided to go with the more translucent option. We get up close to the dock. And I'm always one, if you watch my videos in the past, you've probably heard me talk about it, especially with crappie fishing, of just taking out the proper fish and for proper management. I think it's important for any fishery that you take out the right fish. That way you get a better striation and variation in your size. And it also helps to grow bigger fish if you're taking the right fish out. Especially if you're in your local lake, you know, if you want to maintain not your fishery, but the fishery that you most often fish in, if you want to make sure that that stays up to par. So here I'm very lucky. It's my home lake. We have very big crappie here. So what I like to do is I like to take out the more average fish. So, you know, for us, that's 10, 11-inch crappie out of here. And then the only really larger fish I'll take out is if they're just an absolute stud, like personal best type of fish. Usually because that means that fish is really old, probably never going to spawn again. So I'm fine with taking them out so they don't really go to waste. It's still a little early in the season, so they should be pushed up on these docks. Water's still cool. We haven't really had a heat wave yet, so they should be up close. Well, not super close. These docks are, you know, 12 to 16 feet down, depending where on them you're fishing. But yeah, I figured I'd just touch on that because I know I've touched on it in videos in the past. But just a good way to do that is, you know, early in the season, go out and catch a bunch of fish, whatever they may be, you know, crappie, bluegills, perch. If you're someone who eats bass, you know, stuff like that, just go and catch them. Figure out what your average size is, and then take out that average size and below. That way the average size then goes up. especially on smaller ponds, more local ponds, smaller lakes, you know. Or if you have your own personal like built pond, it can really make an impact. So just kind of understand, obviously go within regulations, but understand that it's best to take out the average fish or below average fish to improve the overall size and quality of a fishery. I don't think that was the one I saw. There we go. That's a good keeper. Stop it. Come here. A good eater. Just taking a few for the frying pan, then let the rest go. Yeah. Here's another bigger one. Come here. Stop it. Stop it. Come here. Come here. Come here. Stop. Thank you. There we go. Jeez. There goes. I'll let the big one go. Yeah, so they seem to be loft when I'm physically, like visually seeing them. They seem to be lofted up, which is different. It's a bluegill. A lot of the times we're able to pick one or two off and then drop it way down into the weeds underneath the docks, and that's where they eat. Basically all but one of my fishes come from up. Like I said, usually we get one or two. There was a good hit. That was a crappie. There he is. That one was down. It's a good eater. Get in the boat. Or in the yak. I think that's another good eater. That one was down, so that was a little more like what we tend to see. So that's good to know. Good little eater. Alright, let's make a little move. I got another dock down the shoreline that we've been catching fish on this year, so I'm gonna go check that out. And I'll be back to you guys when we get there, hopefully with some fish coming. There's one. Oh, that's a stud too. That's a good one. He's not as, oh, there he goes. He didn't look as big as he looked in the water. When he hit it first, I can tell you that. I thought he was huge. It's a good one though, well up over a pound. Finally. Can't believe it took me that many casts to catch one on these docks. Oh, good hit. There he is that time. Oh, that's a good eater. Ooh, he's mad though. Not a big one, but he's mad. One of our smaller eater sized fish. Can't remember if I have this. Come on. Well, I gotta get him in first. He's mad. Wow. Come here. Come here. Come here. There you go. He's thick. I'll keep him too. He's a little bigger than I thought. Thought he was, he's still probably the smallest that we have in the back, but I can't remember if that makes 4 or 5. I think it's 4. I'll probably keep, you know, 2 or 3 more, and then I'll just let the rest go. I don't need a ton. I just want some lunch. Seem to definitely be more scattered here. Like I caught that one back on the other side of there, this one over here. Those are really the only 2 I've gotten real hits from so far. Oh, I lied. Right as I say that, I hook another one. Thank you for proving me wrong, bud. Another about average size. Oh, not keeping him. His lucky day. Yeah, he just proved me wrong. Thought they were gonna be scattered, and he just hooked up right in the same exact spot as that last one. There's another one too. Oh, I missed them. Okay. Thanks for making me look like a liar, guys. Appreciate it. Right as I say, they seem to be spread out. I get 2 hookups and a big hit right in the same spot. There's another one. Oh, we let it go. Come on. There you go. I hit him quick that time. It's another nice fish. And he's right on the edge of whether I keep him or let him go. He's been hooked before. He's got a little bit of a sore in his mouth. Come here. For that reason, I'll probably keep him. Got a bit of a beat up the foremouth. Ooh, yeah, that thing's really beat up. Probably got hit by a bass fisherman with some sort of bigger hook. See right there, he's got a big hole taken out of his lip. He's about the size of the other, so I'll keep him. All right, so I think that makes 5 keepers. My personal one will be like 6 or 7. Hopefully I catch a bunch of big ones that I don't even have to think about keeping. Just let them right go. You seem to really like that dead stick. Like just a little flinch. Although that might have been the last. I just hooked 3 in the same spot plus a big miss. So they might be a little tired of me in this spot, but like I said before, there's plenty of dock to go search here. Give this pit, there must be something other, like an anchor or something under there that they're really sitting on, which is why I was able to get 3 or 4 in a row. Can't tell if there's a rope or something down there. Oh, I see one rope right back behind me. Little sunfish head there. Yeah, no more hits. Those hits all came quick. And now I'm not getting any, so I have a feeling they're kind of mixed off of there. So we'll go try another little pocket. There we go. Right back where I was before. It's another good eater size. I didn't even feel him. I just saw I was kind of letting it just free fall and saw the line pop right up. He gave it a taste. That's a perfect one to take out, smaller one. I do say smaller one, and like I said earlier, it's relative to this lake, you know, because that's a solid fish in some lakes in New England, and here it's boring average, even a little bit under average, you know. That was not a crappie. That was a little beep, 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 beep. That was a sunny bite if I've ever felt it. Like I said, crappie do one big thump. Like that. Although I didn't feel it, so it might be a beluga. No, it's a crappie. That's gonna be my last keeper as long as I get him in. Small guy. There we go. Those are the smaller ones we like to take out. Come here. Those are the smaller ones we like to take out. Come here. Oh, this bait's getting wrecked. But yeah, that's a perfect one to take out. Probably a 10-inch fish on the money. It's a perfect one to take out. He ate it on the dead fall. I just felt the bait stop. Right as I was saying, you know, they tend to just stop it. It tends to be one big hard hit. That's exactly what happened. And that wasn't really even a big fish, but pretty good example. How they're supposed to eat it when you know they're crappie. Like that. All right, back to the original spot. Like I said, I'm just gonna give this a few more goes, see if they settled down a bit. It's been close to an hour since I started here. Whoops. And the wind's gonna push me right into it, which is cool. Thump. Like I said, it's been about an hour since I've been here, so maybe they've settled a bit. We could maybe pick one or two more and then call it a day. It has gotten cloudier, which makes it interesting. Actually, I think I'll change colors up. The bait's pretty spent anyways. We'll try a little darker back. So I got the silver. I'm just gonna keep the chartreuse head as a little more contrast. That way if the sun comes out, they still got something to look at. That brightens up too. Here we go. And the wind's going, of course, which isn't helping. Alrighty, so nothing new here. They must have pushed off a bit, or they're just not hungry anymore, so I will leave them alone, and with that we'll head back on in.